Mansa Musa, also known as Musa Keita I, was the 10th Mansa, or king of the Mali Empire in West Africa during the 14th century. He is considered to be one of the wealthiest and most powerful individuals in history, with an estimated net worth of over $400 billion in today's dollars. Mansa Musa inherited the throne of Mali from his predecessor, Abu Bakr II, in 1312. During his reign, he expanded the empire significantly through military conquests and diplomatic alliances. He is also credited with promoting the spread of Islam throughout the region and encouraging the growth of trade and commerce. Mansa Musa's wealth was primarily derived from the vast gold mines of the Mali Empire. These mines were said to be so productive that they supplied much of the world's gold during the 14th century. The king's control of these mines, along with his ability to extract taxes and tribute from his subjects, allowed him to accumulate a vast fortune. In addition to his control of the gold mines, Mansa Musa was also a shrewd businessman and investor. He invested heavily in agriculture, trade, and the construction of public works such as mosques, universities, and libraries. This helped to further enrich the empire and improve the lives of its citizens. One of the most famous events in Mansa Musa's life was his pilgrimage to Mecca in 1324. He is said to have traveled with a retinue of 60,000 men, including soldiers, courtiers, and servants. Along the way, he distributed so much gold to the poor that the value of the metal in Egypt and the Middle East fell significantly. Mansa Musa's pilgrimage to Mecca was also significant in that it helped to establish the Mali Empire as a major player in the Muslim world. The king's wealth and generosity impressed many of the leaders he met on his journey, and he was able to form alliances and gain support for his empire. Upon his return from Mecca, Mansa Musa continued to promote education and scholarship throughout the Mali Empire. He is said to have established several universities and libraries, and to have brought scholars and architects from Egypt and the Middle East to work on his building projects. One of the most notable achievements of Mansa Musa's reign was the construction of the Great Mosque of Timbuktu. This mosque, which still stands today, was said to be one of the most magnificent buildings in the world at the time and was a symbol of the Mali Empire's wealth and power. Mansa Musa's reign was not without its challenges. The empire faced several rebellions and invasions from neighboring kingdoms. However, the king's military prowess and diplomatic skills allowed him to maintain control and expand the empire's territory. Mansa Musa's death in 1337 brought an end to his reign, but his legacy lived on. Under his leadership, the Mali Empire had become one of the most powerful and prosperous states in the world. His wealth and generosity had also made him one of the most famous rulers of his time. Mansa Musa's empire was succeeded by his son, Magan I. However, the Mali Empire would never reach the height of power and prosperity it had under the rule of Mansa Musa. Mansa Musa's wealth was so great that it had a significant impact on the world economy of the time. His spending during his pilgrimage caused a deflation in the price of gold in the Mediterranean for a decade. Mansa Musa's empire was also known for its well-organized government, which helped to create stability and prosperity. He also encouraged cultural growth, and as a result, the Mali Empire became a center of learning and scholarship. Many famous scholars and architects from the Middle East were attracted to the empire and contributed to its cultural development. One of the most notable examples of this cultural growth was the establishment of the University of Sankore in Timbuktu. This university, which was built during Mansa Musa's reign, was a renowned center of learning and scholarship, attracting students and scholars from all over the world. Mansa Musa's legacy also extended to architecture. His building projects, such as the Great Mosque of Timbuktu, were renowned for their grandeur and beauty. They served as a testament to the wealth and power of the Mali Empire and inspired similar building projects in other parts of Africa. Mansa Musa's reign was also notable for its religious tolerance. The king, himself a devout Muslim, allowed people of different faiths to coexist peacefully within the empire. This helped to create a sense of unity and harmony among the empire's diverse population. In short, Mansa Musa was one of the wealthiest and most powerful individuals in history. His reign as the king of the Mali Empire was marked by military conquests, diplomatic alliances, and cultural and economic growth. His legacy continues to be felt today, as the Mali Empire's golden age under his rule is still remembered and celebrated as a time of prosperity and cultural achievements. It is important to note that the historical record on Mansa Musa's wealth and accomplishments is not always clear, and some of the accounts of his wealth and achievements are from oral tradition, and some of them are subject to debate among historians. Despite this, there is no denying the impact that Mansa Musa had on the history of Africa and the world. His rule represented a time of prosperity and stability for the Mali Empire, and his actions had a lasting impact on the region. Mansa Musa's wealth and generosity also made him a symbol of the potential of Africa, and his story continues to be a source of inspiration and pride for many people of African descent. Mansa Musa's pilgrimage to Mecca also helped to establish the Mali Empire as an important player in the Muslim world, and his actions helped to spread Islam throughout West Africa. His legacy in this regard continues to be felt today, as the majority of the population in West Africa is Muslim. In addition to his political and economic achievements, Mansa Musa is also remembered for his contributions to education and culture. His support for learning and scholarship helped to establish the Mali Empire as a center of knowledge and learning, and many of the universities and libraries he built continue to be important institutions today. Overall, Mansa Musa's reign as the king of the Mali Empire was a period of great achievement and prosperity. His actions helped to establish the Mali Empire as one of the most powerful and influential states in the world during the 14th century, and his legacy continues to be felt today. It is also important to note that while Mansa Musa's wealth and power were significant during his reign, his kingdom was not just centered around him, but it was a complex empire with its own political, social, and economic systems that helped the empire to thrive. Mansa Musa's reign also saw the emergence of important West African cities like Timbuktu and Gao, which were important centers of trade, culture, and learning. The thriving cities were also the result of the empire's prosperity and the policies implemented by Musa and his predecessors. The Mali Empire under Musa was also known for its justice system. The kingdom had a well-organized system of law and order, which helped to maintain stability and peace. The king's court was said to be just and fair, and people could seek justice and protection from the king's authority. Mansa Musa's rule also saw the rise of a new class of wealthy merchants, who became important players in the empire's economy. They were able to take advantage of the empire's prosperity and trade routes to become wealthy and powerful. Mansa Musa's reign also had a significant impact on the region's art and architecture. The empire's prosperity allowed for the commissioning of grand architectural projects such as the Great Mosque of Timbuktu and the development of a unique West African artistic style. In summary, Mansa Musa's reign as king of the Mali Empire was a period of great achievement and prosperity. He is remembered for his wealth, military conquests, religious tolerance, and contributions to education and culture. His legacy continues to be felt in the region today, and his kingdom remains an important part of West African history and culture. It is important to note that the historical accounts of Mansa Musa's reign are primarily based on the accounts of Arab and European historians, and so it is possible that they may not fully capture the complexity and diversity of the Mali Empire and its people during his rule. Additionally, during the time of his reign, the empire was not just limited to the present-day Mali, but it also included parts of present-day Senegal, Guinea, Burkina Faso, and Niger, and it was not just a single unified kingdom but a federation of different ethnic groups and kingdoms. Mansa Musa's rule also had a significant impact on the trans-Saharan trade, which linked West Africa to the Mediterranean and the Islamic world. He helped to establish the Mali Empire as a major player in the trade of gold, salt, and other valuable goods, which helped to enrich the empire and its people. His rule also saw the development of a rich and diverse culture in the empire, which was influenced by the various ethnic groups and cultures present in the empire. The empire was known for its rich oral tradition, music, and traditional arts and crafts. It is also notable that Mansa Musa's rule was characterized by a high degree of religious tolerance and cultural exchange. He encouraged peaceful coexistence between the different ethnic groups and religions within the empire, and this contributed to the empire's stability and prosperity. Finally, it is worth mentioning that the historical accounts of Mansa Musa's wealth and accomplishments should be taken with a grain of salt, as some are based on oral tradition, and the true extent of his wealth and achievements may have been exaggerated over time. However, his impact on the history of West Africa and the world cannot be denied.